Hey guys, so welcome to New Makeup News. I keep switching up the name of this video because what was I calling it last time? Drugstore beauty news? Beauty would encompass skincare, I would think. And I don't usually put skincare in here unless it's part of a collection and I have to mention all the pieces in a collection. So I think New Makeup News would be good. Or I could just say makeup news. You know what? I'm not really sure what the title of this video is going to be, but it's going to be obvious when you see it that you'll know whether you want to click on it or not. So enough of that. I'm just kind of uncertain about the title. I don't want to just call it beauty news because I love Kat and Haley that do beauty news, so I don't want to use the exact same title as what they use. But anyway, you get the idea. All right, so last week, I started including things that weren't at the drugstore level price-wise because there are things that are interesting that are not that price, so I would like the focus to be affordable though. But anyway, let's get started. Enough with the intro. Okay, I'm going to start with Morphe. In last week's video, I touched upon a collection that I really didn't have any information about other than the name of it and who they were collabing with to make the collection. But I have a bunch more information now, and now it makes it a little more interesting. And you'll see what I mean. So it's called the Main Event Collection, and it's on Morphe's site right now. And as far as availability goes, I'm not seeing any information that would indicate that this is going to be at Ulta, so that would really stink for those of us in the United States because most of the people that live in the United States buy their Morphe at Ulta. So if it's not going to be available through Ulta, that means you would have to order it either on the Morphe website or maybe you could buy it in a Morphe store, but most of us do not live anywhere near a Morphe store. Like the closest Morphe store to me is, I think, about 400 miles away. So we don't have any Morphe stores anywhere in any of the New England states. But anyway, now that I know a little more about this collection, I'm a little more interested in it. So it's the Main Event Collection. It's a collab with Mitchell, and the other person is she's like a radio talk show host or something like that. Anyway, so I lost my place here. It's the eyeshadow palette, which is what, you know, is usually the star of the show in any makeup collection. It's 24M is going to be the number associated with this. It's going to be $29 and it's going to be, yeah, 24 pans. Now, whether or not all 24 are eyeshadows or not remains a mystery to me because what I found out is the bottom row are actually water activated eyeliners. Now, whether or not you can use them also as eyeshadows or not, I think you can, because if you look at them, they're all matte and the colors correspond with all the eyeshadows up above. So I think you can, but it doesn't say anything in the information that I read whether you can or not. But I'm going to assume that you can. I like the color story of this. I feel like it's a good color story to release right now because I think a lot of people are starting to get sick of summer. It's been in the 90s for every day for weeks where I am, and I'm up north. So a lot of people are starting to get sick of summer and they're already like thinking, yeah, I like fall. Fall's my favorite season. So the color story just screams fall to me, but yet it has some colorful shadows interspersed in there too. Very nice color story. But that's not the only thing in the collection. There's also Bring the Beat by Mitchell Eye and Face Brush Set. It's $29 and you get 6 brushes, but then I have written down 5. Oh, okay. It's 6 brushes and that breaks down to $5 a brush, which is a really good price for brushes. My experience with Morphe brushes is I have some Morphe brushes that I really love, very good quality, but the first time I ever bought a Morphe brush, it was total garbage, and I ended up just throwing it out after multiple tries. It didn't wash well, and it splayed after it got washed the first time, and it didn't work nice at all. But then I tried buying something else the next time and it worked great. So my experience with Morphe brushes has been hit and miss, but for the most part, hit. I've also bought brushes that were part of limited edition collections and they've been fine. So I wouldn't, you know how sometimes companies put things out and when they're limited edition, then the quality is not that good. That's not the case with Morphe. I've had good luck with that. Okay, and then there is a Lip Hits Lip Crayon Trio, and this is $19. The shades in it are ASAP, which is a rich wine, Tender Loving Care, which is a rose nude, and Not Suitable for Work, which is a ballet slipper pink. If you buy this trio, you're basically getting a break on the price because all 3 of these lip shades are available in their permanent line of lip crayons. So if you like all 3 shades, it is a deal. But if you don't think you would wear all 3 shades, then it doesn't make sense to get that. I've never tried any of their lip crayons, but I am curious. I think that what I would do is maybe pick one up, see what I think, and then in the future, if they released a collection that had, you know, that I liked and thought I would wear all the shades, then, you know, then I would go for it. And then there's the Bring the Beat belt bag, which is, for Americans, we call them fanny packs here. So you can buy that individually for $15 because if you buy the brush set, I think that belt bag comes with the brushes. So a belt bag and 6 brushes for $29. That's cheap. Very affordable, I should say. There's also a miniature version of the continuous setting mist for $10, but I'm not sure if that's part of this collection or if I just saw it listed with it together on the Morphe website, so I'm not sure, but I think that's a good idea because their matte continuous mist spray, I like to use that for under certain circumstances, but it isn't something that I would use every single day. So I think it's great that they came out with a small version of it. $10 seems reasonable. So yeah, the eyeshadow palette is 24 shades. That I find way more appealing than the normal 35 shades that they typically release. So I think that's good. And the only thing I don't like about this then is there are, I believe, 4 pressed glitters in the palette. And I'm not a fan of pressed glitters. Yeah, it's too bad. But that seems to be the case with a lot of companies now. They're putting those in there whether you want them or not. I guess some people do like glitter, you know, chunky glitter eyeshadow. I don't. And the last thing about this is there are 2 new eyeshadow formulas in this palette. So this is going to be the first chance that we'll have to check those out. One is one of those very wet formulas that looks so stunning on that you can also use as a face highlighter if you're not intimidated by that. So I'm curious about that. But because it's not going to be at Ulta And they don't have testers out anymore anyway at Ulta because of the you-know-what. Okay, so that's the deal with that. Looks interesting. Next up is a new collection by Jeffree Star Cosmetics. It's the Orgy collection. It's nudes, and it's also the biggest eyeshadow palette that he has put out to date. There are 30 shades in this palette, and as I'm by the time this video goes up, you should be able to watch Jeffree's video that he posted on his channel with all the information, with the prices and all that stuff. I don't have the details yet because I'm pre-filming this video. I'm trying to get more on a better schedule with filming my videos, because before I used to just film them and then upload them right away, but I'm trying to plan things out better so that it won't be so stressful. But anyways, yeah, this collection doesn't make sense to me, but I'll talk about that in a minute. So there's a 30 pan eyeshadow palette. There's a miniature eyeshadow palette. There are new lip gloss shades. There's a new Magic Star formula, and he is posting his reveal video Saturday morning on August 15th. So you can watch that if you want more information about that. Okay, here's why this doesn't make sense to me. A 30 pan eyeshadow palette filled with nude shades. His biggest palette yet. This makes no sense at all, because when you're putting together an eye look, you're either going to do... I'm trying to figure out the best way to word this, because I know not everybody's going to agree with me on this. But how many people want to do a strictly nude eyeshadow look with nothing else? When I'm doing an eyeshadow look, I might pull in... I like colorful eyeshadows, obviously. By the way, this is a multi-chrome look, and the company that makes this doesn't call it a multi-chrome. I think they call it color shifting pigment, but this has got blue, green, purple, and I think there might be one more shade too. But anyways, why did I feel the need to tell you that? I don't know. In case you were curious, that's why I brought it up. All the information will be in the description box if you're curious. Anyway, when I do a look and I'm searching for a nude eyeshadow, it's because I want to bring it in as a crease shade, or maybe a highlight shade if it's light enough, but I'm not looking for a palette with 30 shades of nudes in it. That would be like the most boring thing in the world to me. But some people, you know, nudes are their jam, and maybe to them that would be like, ooh, wow. Now, I did buy the Jeffree Star cremated palette. That was like grays, silvers, blacks, you know, that type of thing. And I do really like that, but I find that if I use that, I kind of regret that purchase. Not because of anything to do with the quality of the eyeshadows. You know, his formula is top notch. I don't know if you've ever tried it, but it's really good. But I just feel like when I do neutral eyeshadows, I would rather that they were mixed in a palette with colorful eyeshadows. I don't know. I just don't find myself doing a strictly neutral eyeshadow. So I feel the same way about this. This isn't going to be something that... I don't want any more palettes that are just nudes or neutrals or anything like that, because it's not going to get used as much. Because you might think to yourself, oh, well, I can use this palette in conjunction with all my other palettes. You say that, but are you really going to dig out a neutral or a nude palette and open it up. No, it's going to be much easier just to use some nudes that are already in a palette with some other things. Trust me, I learned the hard way with that gray, silver, black palette, the cremated palette. I just I don't use them in conjunction with other things, and I don't do an eyeshadow look that is just those colors. So yeah, that was not a smart buy. Anyway, okay, so that's the deal with the Orgy collection. All right, now we're going to move on to Colourpop. Colourpop launched a collection called Colourpop Land. It's in conjunction with Hasbro, and Hasbro is a toy company that's been around forever, and it's on, the theme of it is from Hasbro's Candyland game. So it's really, really cute. The packaging is adorable. The products are all scented. Yeah, they're all scented. And if you want the PR collection box, it's $145. If you want the full collection, but you don't want the PR packaging, it's $118. By the way, by the time this video goes up, certain products may be sold out or out of stock. I don't know if they would bring those boxes back or if it would just be the individual products that they would restock. Not sure about that. This launched on Thursday, August 13th. If you want to see a video that was done so well, with swatches and every kind of information you could possibly want, Makeup Just for Fun, she did a fantastic video on this collection. So look that one up if you want to see a really great video on this collection. I subscribe to her and she has a great channel. Really good cross section of products, and just the way she does her videos, I really enjoy it. I really enjoy her channel. Okay, so let's talk about this collection. There is the Candy Castle eyeshadow palette for $18. It is an ice cream scented palette of pastels. There are no pressed glitters, but there are some matte shades that have glitter in them. What? Okay. And if you look at the palette, half the palette are not pastels, but yet they're describing this as a pastel palette. Why not just do an all pastel palette? Maybe for the same reason as what I was talking about with the Jeffree Star thing, because it's not as wearable if you just do pastels. Okay, so maybe you're onto something there, Colourpop. Then you have the Sweet Escape Glowing Lip Balm set for $25. I'll give you more information about those lip balms in just a second. The Princess Lolly Roller Gloss for $9. This is a lollipop flavored clear gloss. There is the Queen Frosting Pixie Puff Highlighter for $15. This is a cupcake frosting scented warm shimmer champagne. Then we have the Feelin' Plumpy Face Milk Mini Kit for $22. It's 3 miniature bottles of their face milks. You get coconut, watermelon, and papaya. And then there are 3 Super Shock blushes. The first one is Gummy More. This is my personal favorite. They're $9 each. This one is Gumdrop scented, and it's frosted blue pink. And then there's the Jolly Super Shock blush. It's Gumdrop scented, and it's a frosty pinky peach. And there's Gumdrop Pass, which is Gumdrop scented and an icy pink lavender. Then we have the lip balms. We have Mr. Mint Glowing Balm for $9. It's a sweet mint scented warm coral lip balm. We have the Let's Chill Glowing Balm It's sweet mint scented, and it's a pink berry lip balm. And we have Peppermint Frost glowing lip balm. It's a sweet mint scented baby pink lip balm. So that is the collection, and it's really, really pretty packaging, really pretty colors, really pretty and cute everything. And I think that was cool that they collabed with Hasbro. I have kind of a soft spot in my heart for Hasbro because, you know, when I was a kid, obviously I had a lot of Hasbro toys because I'm so old that when I was a kid, there weren't that many toy companies around. There still really aren't that many toy companies around. If you go to the store and you go to the toy section, you kind of realize that it's a monopoly of certain brands just have a monopoly. And now that I'm doing these doll videos, I'm starting to realize that, yeah, there's like 3 companies that make most of the toys, and then there's a few little small sections for the other brands. But anyway, that is it, you guys. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already. Pretty please. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Thanks for watching.